Hey everybody, what's up? So I wanted to make a baby essential list for minimalist moms. I am on baby number 5 and I can't imagine rebuying absolutely everything all over again when I know I'm not going to use all of it. And baby stuff is really expensive. So let's be realistic and go through a list of the minimalist things that you absolutely have to have for a newborn. And some of them aren't even like absolute have to haves. Honestly, it's really preference. Um, Honestly, if you want to break it down easier. So let's go through the list of things that you can live without, or maybe the things that you can start without, that you can save money up front. So you're not spending a bunch of money right away. Obviously, if you have a baby shower and you're gifted a lot of these things, that's great, that's awesome. But for moms that are doing it alone, or, couples that are doing it alone, that have to pay for everything, that maybe they don't have family, maybe they don't have a ton of friends, this is going to be a good list of stuff that you need to get to help with making your life easier with a newborn, versus all the unnecessary stuff that you really don't have to have and you can manage without. So I kind of broke it down into like the first month starting kind of thing, and then a 3 to 6 month and a 6 to 12 month block. That way you can kind of get an idea of how long you can wait on some of these bigger items, and what you need to start right up front. So let's get started. And I do have a list that I'm going to be looking at a lot because it's full. So with the first month, with starting off, the biggest thing obviously is going to be your baby infant car seat. You can't leave the hospital without your new baby being buckled in and examined by the nurse or doctor or whoever it is that examines. I really don't even remember. But you can't leave the hospital without them being completely buckled in to make sure that you have them correctly fastened to be able to leave. So the biggest, most important thing, and it is a bigger item, is the infant car seat. So that one, top notch. The next thing would be a safe sleeping space. A lot of people are fine with the co-sleeping. With the infant, I'm not really okay with the co-sleeping on the infant one, just because they're so little, and it's so easy to roll over and be in such a deep sleep when you don't get enough sleep that you won't hear them if something happens. So a co-sleeper is great. That one can be right next to you. A bassinet, a pack and play, a crib. There's a lot of options. I actually just got this really cool pack and play system that comes with, it has that rise up part, that would be the floor mat part of the pack and play. So it comes up halfway as like a bigger bassinet. It also has a smaller infant bassinet that attaches to the side, and a changing table that attaches to the side. So, and I will link a picture of the system that I just got, and it's actually on sale at Walmart for $65 for that thing. Normally like $150 or $160 item. Definitely check your clearance sections when you go to your stores. Definitely check out all the middle aisle stuff, pregnancy care centers, thrift stores, things like that. If you're on a budget, check those places out, because I got a really good deal on this one, being a brand new one, for only $65. That's amazing. And it takes care of my bassinet, it takes care of my changing table, it takes care of the pack and play. It's a whole system in one that takes care of a lot of these bigger items. So now I know my baby's going to be good, he's going to be in a safe place, and I have that for when we go traveling and stuff. You always need one of those. So that's my choice of a safe sleeping space. If you live in a big city area, I don't, unfortunately. I did come across this website, and I'll link it down below, of a place that you can go to get a free cribete like what I'm describing. you have to go in there, you have to fill out a form, and you have to watch some sort of video, but then they gift you a cribete. It is a process, and it does take, I think, a couple of weeks is what their website said, to get the cribete shipped to you or into their place for you to go pick up or whatever it was. So definitely read into it if that's something that you need help with, but it's something to take advantage of if you need that help, and I will link that website down below. Another big essential right away, of course, is diapers and wipes. Whether you're doing cloth diapers, whether you're doing disposable diapers, it's completely up to you, obviously, but you will need diapers and wipes. Take into consideration, though, if you're a first-time mom, don't overdo it on the newborn diapers. Now, me, I don't remember my first one. It's been so long. He's 11 now. So I don't remember how much I stocked up on newborn versus ones or anything like that. But I realized that I don't have small babies. All of my babies have been 9 pounds or more. So none of them have ever fit in newborn diapers. The hospital will give you some diapers to go home with. You will have something to start with. Whatever size your baby's in, whether it's newborn or one, they carry both sizes. But obviously when you get home, you're going to need more. That baby is going to go through, I think it's an average of like 6 diapers a day when they're newborn. Sorry, my daughter. Okay, the next thing that kind of ties in with that is some diaper rash cream, which if you took advantage of my other video of how to get some free baby stuff, then you should already have a couple sample size diaper rash creams on hand. If you haven't looked at that video, go back and look at that video because it'll give you free bottles, wipes, diapers. It's all sample size, so it's not like a lot of it, but I think out of all the boxes that I ended up doing for this, I ended up having about 5 bottles, which I could get by with 5 bottles. I technically wouldn't have to go buy any other bottles if I don't want to. I can make those work. And there are Dr. Brown bottles, the MAM bottles. I think I have 1 or 2 of those event, however you say them, bottles. But yeah, check out that videos so you can see what items you can get free, and that'll really lower the list of needs for this starting point. The next thing is swaddle blankets. They are amazing. Definitely get those big ones. I think they're called like Muslim size or something like that. They're really, really big, and they are amazing. The little ones, obviously, again, I have really big babies, so those little ones, those little receiving blankets don't work for me. They never wrap around my kids, they never stay on my kids, and they always manage to get out of them. So I get the really big ones. And one of those will actually come in the Amazon baby box. If you check out that other video, I got one of them in there, and it's cute. It's, I think, a little zebra print one. It was really adorable. The swaddle blankets, and again, check thrift stores, check pregnancy care centers, check different things like that. You'll be able to find them a lot cheaper because those ones are on the more expensive side, probably because of how amazing they are. And those I actually use as dual purposes. I'll use them as burp rags, or like laying it down as a blanket, or just a light blanket. So for me, it's not just a receiving blanket, it's not just a swaddle blanket, it's a multiple use item. So maybe I have 5 of them, but they have a dual purpose. So I don't have to go and get burp cloths as well. I'm not going to go get a bunch of those light blankets as well. I'm just going to have those. Clothes. Don't go crazy with clothes. I would get a little variety of like newborn, 0 to 3, and 3 to 6 month clothes, and probably only do about enough clothes for like 2 weeks. I'm assuming sometime in that 2 weeks you'll be doing laundry anyways, so don't overdo the clothes. Your baby is going to grow rapidly, and those clothes that you get or buy or whatever are not going to fit very long. I remember my first child we had a 9-drawer dresser full of clothes for this kid. He didn't wear even half of it. He probably wore a quarter of all of that. And that was mostly because I was changing him a lot so that he could use the outfits that we bought him because they were adorable, right? So, something to think about. Don't overdo it on the clothes. If there's an outfit that you're like, oh my god, he has to have this, maybe buy it in a bigger size so that he can fit it a little bit down, or she, sorry, I keep saying he because I'm having a boy, so that your baby can fit in that really cute outfit maybe a little bit down the line, or fit into it a little bit longer because you put it on your baby a little bit before they're really into it, you know. But don't overdo it on the clothes. You're going to spend so much more money than you need to, and then you're going to regret it because of how expensive they are. The next thing would be bathing. Now, the first about 2 weeks, you're going to be doing a lot of sponge bathing. So you can either get a bathtub right away or wait about a week or two to get a bathtub. Because the sponge bathing you're going to have to deal with because of the umbilical cord. You can't submerge them in water until that umbilical cord falls off. Some babies it's as quick as a week. Some babies it's, you know, more naturally about a 2-week time frame. Mine, I think, were all about that 2 weeks. So they only got that sponge bath. And then I started washing them in the sink to start off. So you could even look for like a sink bathtub or one of those like the plastic tub ones that have the sling across the top, because then you can even fill that with water and use it anywhere in your house. It doesn't have to be in the bathroom necessarily. So bath, and with that obviously comes get a couple washcloths or just use some, you know, cheap ones you have around the house or whatever. That's perfectly fine. With that, the baby wash I would say is an essential. Don't just use whatever you have. Babies typically have sensitive skin, so you want to make sure that they're at least getting, you know, a good baby wash on there. The next thing would be a baby towel, but that's really up to you. You can use just a standard towel, or you can use one of those swaddle blankets, or you can have like 1 or 2 baby towels, because you're not going to be giving your baby a bath every single day, and you don't have to have a specific baby towel. Just use one of the softest towels that you have already in your house. It'll work just fine. You don't have to go out and buy a bunch of towels. The next thing would be a pacifier if you're going to use one. I only used one on my first child and I hated it. I absolutely hated it. Not in the sense of giving it to him or anything like that, but when it came to taking it away a year later, it was miserable. So from then on, I never used a pacifier. And my kids are fine. They're perfect. Well, I don't know about perfect, but so that's up to you. The hospital will provide you with one, and depending on where you are, I think the hospitals here give you like that round one. So you'll get one from the hospital, and I'm sure you could even ask them, is there any way I can get an extra one? There you go. Done. Next on my list is the feeding. So if you're going to be breastfeeding, I don't unfortunately know all the things that you would need for breastfeeding. I know, you know, basic, obviously if you're producing, you're good. A breast pump is obviously helpful, which you can get for free through your insurance. Check out my other video on how to get some free baby items. I did list that in there. So if you plan to breastfeed and you need a breast pump, check out my other video and go through your insurance and get a free breast pump so that you don't have to buy one. Then you already have one, and again, that takes care of that big ticket item. Again, I don't really know all the breastfeeding needs. I never produced enough to really be able to do it. I did go through the process of getting a free breast pump through my insurance, so I know that that does work. I just didn't have the luck, unfortunately. So, Then if you're going to bottle feed, you do need the formula. You need a couple bottles and then a bottle cleaning brush. That way you can really get in there. You don't want to not clean these bottles very thoroughly because then your baby will get sick. I mean, it's just like really doing any other dishes. You want to be able to clean them thoroughly so that they don't get sick. I think the last thing on the first month essentials is a baby carrier, and it's really not a necessity. It's more of a preference, and that's one of those ones that like go on you, you know, and it goes over your shoulders and clips on your back and all that stuff, and you put the baby in, or the sling, or you know, whichever way you prefer. I just think it's helpful because when they're so little and you're trying to get stuff done around the house still, or you have other kids, or you know, anything like that, it's nice to have them right here next to you and not wonder, are they okay, or you know, anything like that. So again, not super essential on that one, but if you check out pregnancy care centers, thrift stores, things like that, you could probably find one for a really good price. Probably even on like Amazon, around $20 or less, brand new. If you don't want to use one, completely up to you. Now my 3 to 6 month and 6 to 12 month lists are a lot shorter because at this point you already have a lot of like the clothes and things like that. Obviously, as your child is outgrowing clothes, go and buy bigger clothes. So when they're out of the newborn and they're into the 0 to 3, if you have a little bit of money and you want to start on the 3 to 6 or, you know, so on and so forth, then go for it. Again, all of my kids have been really big, so I've never had any of my kids actually get to a 1 year mark and actually be in that 6 to 12 month. They've always been in 18 months or higher. So they're gonna grow. They're gonna grow really fast. Don't overbuy the clothes. On the 3 to 6 months, I have a play mat. And if you don't want to spend the money on a play mat, because some of them are crazy expensive, then create your own. Lay down a blanket, use like a curtain rod or some PVC piping or something that you can mount between two spots, like a hallway or a dresser and a bed or something like that, and hang some toys right there. Just get creative and make it interesting for your newborn baby, because at this stage they're going to want to start interactive and playing and hopefully cooing and, you know, being all cute and awake a lot more. A bouncer is another good idea, because then at least you can buckle them into something really safe and kind of take them around the house with you. So if you're doing dishes in the kitchen and you want them on the bouncer, they can watch you, they're buckled in, they're safe, they're good, and they're right there. You can see them. When you're done with that, you need to move to another room, pick up the bouncer, take it right along with you. That one's not a necessity again. It's just more of a preference. You could use just a play mat. You could use your bassinet if it's mobile enough. You know, you can use other things. A swing is another optional. I don't think I had a swing with my first one. I had a swing with the two after, and I used it for the most part with my son. Really barely used it with my daughter, and I kind of regretted it because it was like a $60 swing and it was just crazy. So the swing is really more of a preference. It's up to you. If you want it, get it. If not, don't. Or if you're okay with like the thrift store one and, you know, a cheaper brand, definitely do that. That way, if you're a first time mom and you don't know if you're going to use it or not, then go that route at least. Toys, rattles, things like that, a lot of the smaller things to keep your baby engaged and entertained and stuff. A teether by this point, if you haven't already gotten one, would probably be on the list of things that you should get and put in the freezer if it's one of those ring ones or the handheld ones that you can freeze. Otherwise, another really good option is like the netted ones that you can put like frozen strawberries in for them to gnaw on. Gives them a little bit of flavor, and it's something nice and cold for their gums. 6 to 12 months, the big items would be like a high chair or a bumbo seat, because definitely in this time frame is when you should be starting to introduce more of like the cereals, the baby foods, things along those lines, and they'll be sitting up a lot more, so they'll definitely be more engaged with you. A jumper or a walker. I think we ended up doing both, but we started in a jumper to really get their legs strengthened and worked out and stuff. And then we moved on to the walker when they started showing signs of being able to really push and things. Sippy cups by this point, because obviously soon you're going to be trying to get them off the bottle. A stroller by this point, if you didn't get one of the ones that were like a set with the car seat and the stroller, or if you haven't already gotten one by now for going on walks or anything like that. And then some feeding utensils such as bowls and like the little spoons. You really don't even need the little spoons. You can use whatever spoons you want, but those small ones are good for them just because they're rubber and they're not metal, so it's a little bit easier on their gums or teeth if they have them by now. So I think that's pretty much it for like the minimalist essentials for a newborn. Again, it's really all going to be preference. It's really going to be what works for you. If you notice, I never once listed like one of those boppy pillows. I didn't use one because I didn't breastfeed. I seem to hear a lot of women use them more for breastfeeding than for anything else. I had it. I didn't really utilize it, so to me it was almost a waste of having. It was a waste of buying it and the extra covers and, you know, all that stuff. I can't think of anything else that I didn't list, but I'm sure there's a ton of things, because with a newborn baby, if you've ever looked up what are the newborn baby checklist things, it is extensive. It is super long and it is unnecessary. So I really hope this video helped you out on what the real essentials are for a minimalist or your second child or more than second child. If you liked it, then leave a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. And let me know if there's any other videos that I can make that would really help you out. Alright, until next time, thank you and bye.